Sorry.
So my name is Eddie Robinson. I'm just going to do this opening prayer in my language, Anishinaabe one, which is Ojibwe. So what I'm burning here is what we call a medicine. It's called sage. And this sage brings in the positivity, so we have a good time while we're here visiting. So I'm going to smudge each of the directions, and then I'm going to offer up a prayer. When we say Bojo, it's saying I'm going to learn from you and you can learn from me. It's from the word Reina Bojo. It talks about his spiritual being. He has two brothers, Anna Bojo and Chibia Bojo. Chibia Bojo brought the gift of song. So when we say Bojo, it's a very, very formal greeting of respect. So I'm coming in this way of respect. And I also want to acknowledge the territory in which we're on, which is the Mississaugas of the New Credit. So in my language, Bojo noted Dishnakaz Chichak Dorem, Wading the Misinabe Cree and Dunjaba. My name is, in my spiritual ceremonies, is Wind. I'm from the Crane clan. My family is from Wading, which is a place of the rapids, one of the original stopping places of the Ojibwe, which is outside of Sault Ste. Marie. I was born and raised in Toronto, but I am Anishinaabe, which is Ojibwe. My father is Mishkegwak, or Ilalu, which is Cree. So when we offer up prayers, we always look to each of the directions. So I'm going to offer up this prayer in the language. Bojo, Donin Shnakas Chichak Dodem, Waring Dundua. Omanadua, Shwayne Mishin, or Shwayne Mishin up. Obamanum, Semawa Awa Dapanano, with Kawawa and Shnabe. Jamanum, Semawa Awa Dapanano, with Kawawa and Shnabe. Ngabenan, Semawa Awa Dapanan, with Kawawa and Shnabe. Kiwenan, Semawa Awa Dapanan, with Kawawa and Shnabe. What Chimigach, Gajimanto, Chimigach, Manogigat, Chimigach, Shomas Jesus, or Chimigach, Nomis that he uses, or Chimigach Shkak McQuay, or Chimich Mazigi Kukwe. So I asked each of the directions to accept my tobacco in a good way, that we come here in a good way. So when we sing and we offer up these songs, it's a form of prayer for us. So I'm not coming here just to entertain you, I'm coming here to offer a prayer for everybody that is here for this building. I also want to acknowledge my good friend Rose Stella from Center for Indigenous Theatre, who invited me here to come into this space in a way of respect. So I'm going to offer up this song, which is the Anishinaabe song. It's kind of like our national anthem. So you guys are already standing, so don't worry about it.
Hey, hi, no, hey, 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 oh.
So I just came in to say one thing. You guys say bonjour? One more time. Bonjour? Bonjour. Say it like you mean it. Bonjour? Bonjour. So now we're friends. So welcome to this space. And Shimigwech. Enjoy yourselves.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, folks. My name is Mike Layton. I'm the local city councilor for Ward 19 Trinity Spadina. And I bring my greetings on behalf of Toronto City Council and my fellow colleagues, and my thanks. My thanks to Artscape, to the great Tim Jones and the Artscape development team, Celia Smith right here, for all their hard work in making this happen. Thank you so much on behalf of the neighborhood. You know, I came in here just last year and saw the state that the school was in, and I got to tell you, it's a far cry from what you're seeing here today. And I'm sure once all the tenants are all moved in, what you will be seeing. And I know that this is a space that you're going to be brought into, because this is going to be a great space of creativity, of creating something, of art and artistic creation, of community. For that, I wanted to also thank Robert Foster, the chair of the Board of Artscape, and all the Artscape board members for all of their hard work in pulling this together and giving their volunteer time to guidance to the organization. I know my colleague, Councillor Anna Bailau, couldn't be here tonight. She's at a Toronto and East York Community Council meeting that, fortunately, you guys just helped me get out of early from. A huge thanks also to all of the donors, big and small. You guys were what did help make this dream possible. Thank you to my predecessor, Councillor Joe Pantaloni, for his contributions on early days. And a big thanks to our new neighbors, to the tenants and the owners of the units that are going to be that have invested in our neighborhood, because they know how great a neighborhood this is, and who are going to be spending time in our new neighborhood and have joined our family here. This site is a home to artists, to creative thinkers. It's the site of youth programming. It's going to be the site of a child learning facility. This is not just a commercial building, as it's sometimes billed on paper. This is a community hub. Artscape Youngplace is a space for communities to work, to play, to eat and enjoy the culinary of the cafe behind me, but more importantly, to create. This type of community hub is a great reflection of what happens in this neighborhood on a daily basis, of the people of this neighborhood. It's also a great reflection of Artscape's fantastic work in the city of Toronto. Artscape helped define this neighborhood, West Queen West, with the Artscape West Queen West building down on Queen Street. That was the first legal artist live workspace that was built out of an industrial facility in 1995. And since then, Artscape has put Toronto on the map, on the art and design map, on the creative thinking map globally. And we see that in the awards that Artscape's winning, and also that Tim Jones is winning internationally, and being nominated for it. And we thank them for all of that hard work. And now Artscape has taken this old building, this building that probably could have gotten sold off for more condos, and repurposed it into something that can add to our neighborhood, contribute to our neighborhood, creating a space for jobs, creating a space for kids, but more importantly, creating a space for folks to imagine and try to build a more creative and a better city. Creativity is at the heart of this community, it's the heart of our city, and it's at the heart of Artscape Youngplace, and I thank you very much for that. Welcome to your neighborhood, and thanks Tim and Artscape.
Hello everyone. Great to see you all in this building. My name is Tim Jones. I'm the president and CEO of Artscape. And I can't tell you how happy we are. I'm looking at Celia Smith, our executive vice president, who's beaming down here, about how happy we are to welcome you all here tonight. You know, just behind us over here, this crest that we found in the archives of this school, for the crest for the Givens School, and you can see across the top, it says tenacity. And when we saw that, when we uncovered that in the archives, we thought, what better symbol for this place, for its history, and for what it's taken over the last 6 years to bring this place together than this crest. And lovely that it can be displayed here so permanently right in the middle of this space called the Urban Living Lounge. I'm here tonight, I'm going to let the building speak for itself. But I do want to say quite a few thank yous to the many people who've helped put this project together. This project was a $17.5 million capital project, and $5.3 million of that came from government, a combination of government funding and private philanthropy. I want to, if I can just get people's attention for just a second, for a few seconds, because I want to give a big, huge round of applause to the Michael Young Family Foundation, who contributed $2 million to this project, which allowed us to purchase the building and started the whole ball rolling. David and Robin Young are here with us tonight, so they're traveling probably throughout the building, but let's give a huge ovation for them for their incredible support of this project. I'm also delighted to announce that the project received $1.3 million from the Canada Cultural Spaces Program at Canadian Heritage. Marie Molnar and Valerie Hopper from Canadian Heritage are here with us tonight, so a big round of applause for them as well. The City of Toronto is a partner in virtually everything that Artscape does. They've been supporting all of our projects, and this project in particular, in addition to the support of Mike Layton in his office and all the various departments of the city who helped us along the way, benefited from $550,000 of direct investment, which has been drawn in from some of the developments that are happening in the neighborhood, so we're really grateful for that. We'd also like to thank the Ontario Trillium Foundation, who've provided us with the help to create the elevator and the accessibility ramp on the outside, as well as supporting a number of our tenant organizations in their fit-out. You know, this project has also been made possible thanks to a whole lot of corporate donors. And again, I'm just going to ask for your indulgence for a couple of minutes, because I think when people write checks, big checks, hello everyone, when people might write big checks, I think it's important to acknowledge their support. So I want to thank the BMO Financial Group, TD Financial Group, Eiler Campbell, the Dalton Company, and Alternate Savings and Credit Union. Without all of these folks, we couldn't make it happen. Also, thank you. Private gifts from the Saskin family for Robert and Julian Foster, Philip Deck and Kimberly Bozak, also major gifts. And you can see all these gifts that are represented here on our donor wall here. Tonight I'm also delighted to share with you some really interesting new form of philanthropy from 6 of the leading urban development firms from the city, who each contributed $100,000 to help make the space that many of you are standing in here on the ground floor. This space is now called the Urban Living Lounge, and it's been made possible thanks to the gifts from many of the developers who are working in this area, each contributing $100,000. They include Castle Point Numa and Citizen Development Group, First Capital Realty, Lifetime Developments, the Remington Group, and the R.P. Braddy Family Foundation, TAS, Shaping Beautiful Cities, and Urban Core. This is a community living room that's been gifted to the West Queen West community from these urban developers, and I think they all deserve a huge round of applause for doing this incredible thing. I also want to acknowledge local design firm Williams Craig, and you can't see the brilliance of their work today because we've had to clear out much of the furniture that will populate this area, but this will be a public place where you can come in, grab a cafe, work on your laptop, have meetings. It's really a public space for the community to enjoy, and when you come back tomorrow, you'll see it in its full splendor, so please come back often to check out the Urban Living Lounge. It's often been said that it takes a village to raise a child. And this has been especially true when it comes to our little new baby, Artscape Youngplace. We might be here all night if I acknowledge everybody who's had a hand in this, but I do want to give a couple of special shout-outs, especially to the members of this community. There are so many of you who've been involved in this project. You've been on the Parent-Teacher Council for the Shaw Given School. Many of you have been involved in our community consultations or have been involved in the Community Advisory Committee. Thank you to all of you who contributed your time. Thank you to the Toronto Lands Corporation and the Toronto District School Board who sold us the building. Thank you to Teeple Architects and our contractors at the Dalton Corporation. Thank you to our project lenders, Alternate Credit Union and the Community Forward Fund. Thank you again to the many staff at the City of Toronto, the planning folks, the culture folks, the Heritage Services, Finance and Legal, and many other departments. Thank you to all of our brilliant new owners and tenants and the people who've helped make this building come to life. Thank you to all the folks on our campaign cabinet, Robert Foster, Alan Saskin, and others who have helped raise the money to make this happen. And last but not least, let me give a big shout out to the staff and the board of Artscape. You know, people give me a lot of credit for the things that happen in Artscape, and I really appreciate those accolades, but really, there's a phenomenally talented team at Artscape who does most of the work, led by Celia Smith. I want to give a special shout out to Bruce Rosensweet, Natasha Mitnovich, the new managing director of this place, Kelly Rintoul, Leslie Nagabauer, and Liz Cohn, the leaders on our team, plus all of the other folks and the volunteer board members who helped to make this happen. So, huge congratulations to everybody who's set up. Incredible labor of love, and we're so thrilled to have you finally here celebrating in our building. Thank you very much.
I used to walk them, I was just saying, when my kids were little, they attended Gibbon Shaw Public School, and I used to walk them to school every day, and I would pass this building. And at that time, the building had been abandoned, essentially, and it was becoming more and more derelict, and I thought, wow, that's a great old building, and it's a shame that we can't find something to do with it. The building itself, I thought, it had everything that we all want in architecture. Beautiful big windows, high ceilings, wide hallways, beautiful architectural features that made it a really important historical building, I think, to keep. And luckily for us, Artscape felt the same way. When I approached Artscape, Bruce Rosensweet and Tim Jones came to look at the building. We snuck them in, the old principal that was at Gibbon Shaw and I snuck them in, and they took a look around, and thankfully for us, they saw the same potential that we did. For the last 6 years, Artscape has worked with thoughtful integrity and genuine community collaboration to restore this old school. As a passionate and engaged member of this community, I'm truly inspired by the opening of this building and by its transformation. This is not another sad story of condos, but instead, it's a rejuvenated and restored young place, filled and alive with new people who will paint, write, sculpt, sketch, design, cook, and weave their way into the fabric of this dynamic community. So thank you very much to Artscape.